Peace. It's your brother Tariq back here with the A1 podcast. Nah, I mean, no, it's been a couple of days. Actually, been over a week since the last time I posted some new material. And as always, I hope that I find you in a better place than I last found you. And I also hope that we continue to grow on this journey, on this road called life, right? So with that being said, I had some pretty good reactions to the last videos about giving y'all some insightful information that many people were not aware of. So that's always a plus to get that feedback from you guys. And always share the videos, like the videos, subscribe to the videos, comment on the videos. You know what I mean? Because it's because of people like you that I do this, and hopefully I can continue to do this because we can get some traction and some more positive feedback and continue to grow. So, without further ado, man, I hope all is well for all my people of the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? Especially my people, my indigenous, Asiatic, Moorish people here in this wilderness we call North America, right? So, with that being said, I want to, send our thoughts with Tiger Woods and his family, right? Because of his car crash that he was in today. They said it seemed pretty serious. Hopefully he's all right. You know what I mean? It just seemed like the brother can't catch a break, right? No matter what people feel about him personally, you never want to see nothing like that happen to a man, to the man. It's some interesting news. The other day I was reading the newspaper. Well, actually, it was on the news in NBC, right? There was a guy whose body was chopped up and thrown in different dumpsters in this area, North Philly, right? For whatever reason. Um, Not saying that it's funny, it's just to show you what kind of times that we're living in. Cats is getting real serious, and I'm pretty sure they're real serious about a dollar because money is real scarce, right? Especially for those who don't have any type of tangible skills to make an income. And with that being said, I've been hearing a lot about, day trading and Bitcoin and stuff like that. And from the people that I've heard from, it is a very positive thing. I too myself am looking to get into, but with anything that has a risk and reward, you have to take your time. You don't rush into it. You have to do it right because they're talking about the market might crash again real soon. I don't want to get in when it crashes. I want to get in after it crashes. But that's neither here nor there. But for those of you who are thinking about getting in, pay attention because Elon Musk just lost like 15 million today. Just something to think about. But I found some interesting stuff in the news in the past couple of days. I know guys probably hear stuff from all these different sources, but I wanted to chop it up with you real short about. I was watching this. I was watching press conference, a joint press conference between the Guyanese president, the president of Ghana, right, and the president Marco of France, right, and it was just ill. How I'm sitting there watching these two cats who are leaders of two independent nations, but of course, the European is looking to, of course, offer aid, right, to the indigenous people of Ghana, right? But when you're dealing with that, it's always in doctrine of unfair exchange, right? So, like with the IMF and things like that, they're going to these third world countries like Ghana, and they would offer them, goods and services, right? Like build roads. They would try to build water treatment facilities so they can have clean water and things like that, right? But the cost usually outweighs the benefit because whereas they're an independent nation, by the time France is done with them, France would own more of Ghana than the Guyanese, right? Because they would say that the price was so steep that they couldn't afford to pay it back. And and that's true to form for most Western countries when they're dealing with indigenous populations, right? To the fact where even China even went ahead and started following suit, where they did the same thing, building some roads in Jamaica, right? And this is not just me spitballing here. These are all things you can go look into yourself, right? To the point where China owns a good portion of Jamaica, right? So with that being said, and this was it was on Africa is Watching, right? The Guyanese president just goes in on his spill about what I'm saying. He said, yeah, he said the partnership between places like Ghana and Northern Africa with Europe has not been a two-way street. It hasn't been beneficial to both, right? And this is how we have to look at it for all of us, people of the diaspora, us indigenous people, right? The relationships are not always beneficial. It should be a two-way street. And what this man was saying, with his European counterpart sitting right there, like less than 5 feet away, he was like, "Look, you know what I'm saying?" He said, "Yeah, we'd like to do a deal with y'all. It's only natural that we work together to do business because of our close proximity to one another." He said, "But," he said, "in order for us to continue to do business, we have to reap equal benefits from this agreement." So, he said everybody say they want a strong Ghana, but you know, everybody's not making sure that there's a strong Ghana. Said so, they had to make sure that they were strong. Strong Ghana helps make a strong Africa, and so on and so on. Then he starts talking about how China was poor, you know what I'm saying, and then how all the people had to go abroad and send money back, you know what I'm saying, to China to help it become the superpower, right? And pretty much that's what he was using his platform for. He was basically trying to solicit indigenous people, all around the world to send money and funnel money back to the motherland to help grow our continent, right, so to speak. But there's a whole that's a whole other thing with that because as much as you want to help Africa and grow up, um, we have our own problem here because a lot of us were already indigenous to this land here. So just as much as Africa is home to our brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, melanated people, this is our home too, right? But I just wanted you to get the grasp the concept of the mind of thinking of, you know, when you're doing business, you want to get fair value, you know what I'm saying, no matter what it is, or even more, because that's what's being perpetrated upon you day by day. So that was interesting. Um, Another thing, this is the 1 year anniversary of the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, right? Out in Glenn County, Georgia. And it was said that his mother filed a civil suit today, or was it yesterday, one of these days, um, against the three men who perpetrated the act of murder against this young man, and the county in which the county, basically the county officials, police chief, DA, judges, and all that, for the attempted cover up of this murder, right? And so, of course, I got to thinking, well, what happened to the actual murder trial, right? Because the civil suit is ongoing, it's just being filed while their murder trial is ongoing. And they're dragging it out, hoping that you forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's happening with all these murder cases, right? And it's like, man, it's already been a year already because we started off with Ahmaud Arbery, right? Then we ended up with George Floyd. Then we got away from him. We got Miss Breonna Taylor. Then after that, we ended up with my man, I want to say Blake, up in Wisconsin, who got shot in the back in front of his kids. So, I mean, with all that being said, you know, these cover ups are all too common, and it's like I don't understand why we are trusting the elites, you know what I'm saying, or the powers that be for anything, because if anything, if you learn anything from the docu movie, right, Judas and the Black Messiah, was that they never have your best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they say to you. You know what I mean? So, you got to take whatever they say on big media or in big media with a grain of salt. And you have to do your own due diligence, man, and break that down to find out what's really going on. And I just really thought that was interesting. That it's been a year already. Another thing that's crazy is I was reading in the LA Times, there's a dominant strain of corona that's, it didn't come from another country. Well, of course, it all supposedly came from another country, but it this strain, right, is it mutated in California itself. And they saying that this is in the LA Times today. It says this dominant strain spreads faster than all the others, and is antibody is anti the vaccine is resistant to all the vaccines right now. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot more going on, and it's a lot more at play here right now. And this is why I say I wouldn't take a vaccine, but to each his own. With me personally, I'm not going to just have you keep shooting up my own body with foreign agents, man. It's just, especially something that you just came off the printing press with. It's not going to happen. But I think you should really keep your eyes on that. Remember, it's the LA Times. And you could probably Google it, you know what I'm saying, or Bing it or whatever, and it's going to talk about their dominant strain. Remember, I told you about the strain coming over here from Britain, but most people, didn't think about it. And it came, and I was here. And now North Carolina, most of the people who are affected with the virus are affected with the Britain strain, right? And then I heard about the South African strain, but I don't know where they have any hot spots for that at here. But I do know, what I'm saying, that, North Carolina is a hotbed for the quote unquote British strain. But the LA, the California strain is supposed to be worse than all of those combined from what I'm reading, what I gather here. So keep your ears and your eyes open to hear more about that, you know what I mean? Because it's definitely going to be, it's definitely more coming down the pipe with that. And that also leads me into my next story that I was reading. I think it was the other day, Sunday. Maybe Saturday. How CNN was talking about report on Russia telling the World Health Organization of the first case of the avian flu going from birds to people. And this is the H5N8. This is a new strain of the bird flu. Like, this is no bullshit. You can look this up. Everybody, like, man, he's just telling me about all this. Like, yo, everything I'm saying, you can look this up for yourself, right? And it's, and they're tripping over that because remember how the bird flu had everybody in panic. I want to say back in 07, 08, right? So you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then remember, they're giving you these vaccines right now, saying that they're what cures that. They got a whole new case of this stuff. Remember, I was telling you in one of my previous episodes about how people keep getting close to these animals, and they got these animals living in terrible conditions to be slaughtered, and they're coming up with more, more and more viruses in the animals, and then the viruses that's in the animals are spreading to humans. So this is just one case right there. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I think they're saying that the people who have it, the 4 or 5 people who have it now in Russia, are asymptomatic, and they don't know if it's going to pass from human to human. But I mean, come on, I can, you can see the writing on the wall. They about to throw that at you because I don't think people are as fearful right now as they were when Corona first started. I'm just saying because people still going outside. People, we're sending kids back to school. this, that, and the third, and understand, if it's as bad as they say it is, you're not going to send your kids to school. And on top of that, they would have a vaccine that works on all strains, right? Because there wouldn't be no sense of talking about this herd immunity and all that. Basically, you're trying to kill off the ones of us who have the weakest immune systems, for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think you just gotta pay attention, man, and look at it. You know what I mean? A little bit deeper than, because it's a lot deeper than what meets the eye. You know what I mean? Just like the whole thing with Texas out there, that's terrible. You know what I mean? But at the same time, of course, their infrastructure wasn't prepared for it. But on the flip side, I keep hearing stories about people trying to burn the ice or melt the ice, and it won't melt, or some shit like almost like ready ice or something like that. You know what I mean? So, I can't speak too much on that because I haven't done any research on it yet, but I will be doing something on that because the theory is out there. It was, Monsanto's with their heart machine. You know what I mean? And people be like, oh, you know, there we go with the conspiracy theories. But yeah, most conspiracy theories are born in theory of actual evidence. So do the knowledge, as I like to say. You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on. It's a lot of shit coming at you, and unfortunately, they keep hitting you in the other eardrum with this get back to normal or new normal. There is not going to be any normal, right? If you pay attention to the elites, they saying that they keep trying to tell you that the world is too popular, right? They say we got too many people, we got useless eaters and shit like that. That's just rich people talk for like, yo, I'm tired of looking at you. You know what I'm saying? I wish you weren't here. And they're finding a way to fucking thin the herd, right? But in all actuality, just in this country alone, there's hundreds of ghost towns. Meaning, when I say that ghost towns, that means there are actual towns with infrastructures where people can go and live and do their own thing and not be all on top of one another. So you're not going to tell me that we're running out of space. You're not going to tell me, that it's not enough space here for all of us to live, right? And then that add to the fact, this is what makes you think about it even more. How are we running out of space for people, but when they're saying that we're not reproducing at a rate fast enough to replace ourselves. So they say, remember I told you before, they said Caucasians are in the negative when it comes to reproduction, right? Now we're getting hunted and shot down by police. We get all these ailments and stuff like that because we're constantly misdiagnosed and mistreated by our so-called health system. The list goes on, so on and so on with us, right? Poverty, right? You know, for us to be an attacked and oppressed people, we're still at a +2, right? And I think they said Latin people was at a +3 or 4, right? But even with that said, it's still not enough to replace what we already have, is what they're saying. They're saying that we're not having enough babies. But then one's going to turn around and tell you that the world is overpopulated. Right. Right. I'll let you hold that. You know what I mean? Let that sink in. You know what I mean? You might need to play that back and catch that part. But with that being said, I'm gonna end off with this. And what I said about your man Shady Joe. You know what I mean? Got people out in the street buck dancing and all that for him to get into the White House. Most of you guys are starting to have buyer's remorse, right? And you have buyer's remorse because, unfortunately, I told you so. He didn't give a damn about you. He just wanted your vote. And at the end of the day, in my DJ Khaled voice, you played yourself. Because this man, he told you what he was going to do in the first 100 days with all his executive orders. He ain't do none of that. You know what the man did with his executive orders? He went ahead and signed over our power grid to a foreign power, right? Yeah. So in layman terms, that means he gave China, right, the people who've been hacking us, right, and we've been in the cyber war with, right, for so many years, right, and then in a trade war with access to our power grid. Some, you know, shit. Steve Wonder can see something wrong with that. You know what I mean? And he did that. He ain't even fucking been in office for a month, right? He backtracked on you about going ahead and getting rid of the student, the student debt for colleges, right? You know, trying to forgive all those loans, right? Nah, he backtracked on that, right? All that shit he was singing Kumbaya with Al Sharpton and all of them, he basically told them to kiss his ass, right? And then the last week, the big thing is a reparation bill hits his desk. No, it didn't hit his desk. It came up in one of the congressional meetings, and they started discussing it. Right, not for everybody, but for us indigenous people to this land. Right, and all the hardships that we went through and still go through. Right, motherfucker said as soon as it hit my desk, I ain't signed. So what makes you think because he's Democratic, right? That he gives a damn about you because, oh, Democrats is our party. No, we have no party, B. Understand this. The Democrats are the Dixiecrats, the same people that were the same party created by the KKK. So understand this. This is why Hillary's so racist. This is why he's so racist. But y'all got basically, y'all put all your eggs in this basket, right? And then we talked about Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Oh, black girl magic. Where's the fuck is the black girl magic now? She ain't got shit to say. And she ain't pushing shit forward. Right? So at the end of the day, we got Sambos, you know what I'm saying, like Herschel Walker out here cooning. And here's my biggest thing with that. Why are you asking a fucking football player what he thinks about reparations? When we actually have we have qualified fucking scholars to ask. Dr. Claude Anderson fucking he was a part of a fucking cabinet for finance or some to that effect. You understand what I'm saying? In Washington, black men, excuse me, indigenous men, right? Why the fuck wouldn't you ask him, but you asked this brain dead motherfucker? You understand what I'm saying? And then we supposed to sit back and like, well, yeah, we can't agree about none. That's like asking Kanye's opinion about fucking racial equality in this country. Nobody gives a fuck. He's an entertainer. That is not his lane. Stop trying to make these motherfucking false idols into our leaders, right? None of these motherfuckers will ever be Martin Luther King. None of them will ever be fucking Fred Hampton. None of them will ever be Malcolm X. So understand this. Stop elevating Jay-Z into a fucking position of leadership. He's just a fucking rapper and a businessman. He's good at both. Believe him over there. Don't fucking expect him to lead no fucking march. Man, listen, kind of got me tight with that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit it's insane. And half of the people don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, and that's what makes it even more insane. My people, we got 24 hours each day, man. Use your time wisely, man. Stop letting them distract you with bullshit. Because right now, it's a lot of shit going down the pipe right in your face. Texas has one of the biggest indigenous populations in this country. Who's disproportionately affected by that fucking weather down there in Texas? I'll wait. The same people who was affected in New Orleans. I'll wait. The same people who was affected by Hurricane Harvey. You see what I'm saying? Irene and all these other motherfucking disasters. Like, you guys got to get it together, man. And I ain't knocking you, man. It's just, I'm a fan of yours. And I want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard. It's hard to see, see you not get up off the bench to put yourself in the game. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be aware of this shit. We the only people that are really not aware of what's going on. And most of this shit is directed right at us. Right? Attacking us. It's a fucking attack. Like, it's not a, oh, it might be. Nah. It's like, it's like back in the day, somebody said, fuck your mother. Oh, he was just playing. No, he wasn't. You see what I'm saying? Come fuck you said it with a smile or not. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They coming at you. And for the older people who like, well, I'm gonna just get along. I'm gonna go along to get along. You know, woo woo woo. Nah, B. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they ain't just coming for you. They coming for your kids' kids. You understand? Not your kids, but the kids that your kids gonna have. And if we're still around and not in bondage or not so on a lower level of servitude, by then, you know, they're going to keep going until they find another way, right? I mean, that's almost like they don't want they don't want useless people here, but in states like Mississippi and now in South Carolina, they're passing laws to make it illegal for women to have abortions. And y'all women fought for these rights for so long, right? Y'all fought, yeah, it's my body, woo woo. Y'all ain't paying attention to what's going on around you. They just told you, yeah, 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 girl, yeah, march, yeah. It's your body. No, the fuck it ain't. It's what I tell you it is. Up, you fucked the wrong dude and got pregnant. That's your fault. Up, you got raped. Well, you got to carry the baby anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like the shit just sounds even crazy with me saying it. You understand what I'm saying? Like just like out loud, it's fucking crazy. But you know, we got to get on the same page, people, man, because time is running out, man. You know what I mean? It's like it's going to be those who on their shit and on their grind, and it's going to be those who like, you know, the light come on too late. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, is that the bus coming? And the motherfucker who was paying attention, seen the bus coming down the block, stepped up and got on the bus. Now you running late with your bags, trying to get your change and shit ready, and wonder why the bus go by and miss you. Now you always late. What happens if that's the last bus? You know what I mean? Now you stuck and you trying to walk. You know what I mean? But those are just metaphors, man. I need y'all to get this. So, you know, until next time, man, you know, this was a quick, short one. It still ended up running almost 30 minutes, but, you know, I hope I gave you some information, you know, some nuggets and some jewels to think about. Always comment, like, subscribe, and share, you know what I mean? And, you know, just keep pushing forward, man. You know what I mean? You know, Kemet wasn't built in a day, you know what I mean? You know, none of our great um, you know, none of our great structures were built in a day, man. So anything worth having takes time, man, and passion. So with that, you know what I mean, I'm gonna say peace to you and the universe, man. And I hope, you know what I mean, you know, we all meet again on higher vibration, man. Peace.